right, this is Notes 5.2 or 5-2. All right, so what is the simplified form of the expression? So we're first going to, this is a review, we're going to take care of our coefficients. So I'm going to simplify that. They can both be divided by 2. So it's going to be 5 over 4. So anything that doesn't have 5 over 4 is wrong. So B is wrong. And then a to the 9th minus a to the 3rd is going to be a to the 6th on top. Takes care of my a's. B to the 4th, b to the 8th, so b is going to be on bottom, and it's going to be to the 4th. And then this c to the negative 5th is going to flip to up here, and it's going to become c to the 10th, which matches C. All right, nice little review from our previous lesson. All right, so a line or linear function can be written as the equation as the following. Y equals mx plus b, where m is our slope or our rate of change, and we can remember that it's a move. Now always think of a mountain slope. Mountain begins with an M, but this is how we're going to move when we graph it. And our b is our beginning, and it's our y-intercept, and it's our 0b. Now this can be a negative, or it could be a minus b, so don't get that confused. And this is known as our slope-intercept form, and the reason it's known as that is because it gives us our slope, and it gives us our y-intercept form. It gives us our y-intercept, sorry. All right, so we have a table, so we're going to collect some information from this table. So we're going to find our rate of change. So to find our rate of change, we're going to find our change in y over our change in x. So this is going minus 5, minus 5, minus 5, sorry, I can write where y'all can see, minus 5. And we have plus 1, plus 1, plus 1, plus 1. So my change in y is a negative 5. My change in x is a 1, so my rate of change is negative 5. Now I'm going to put over here that our rate of change is our slope, and it is going to be our m. Where are we going to begin? So this is going to be our y-intercept. And this is our b. And so our beginning is going to be across from our 0. So negative 1. So 0b, we saw that up there. So I'm going to start at negative 1 because that's my beginning. So I'm going to put a dot there. And my slope is negative 5 over 1. So to do that, we're going to do a rise, over run. So we're going to rise negative 5, which means we're going to go down 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're going to run 1. Put a dot. 1, 2, 3, 4. Takes this 1 off. Now we can do the reverse. And some of y'all can easily see that reverse, but for those that can't, I'm gonna do the reverse. I'm gonna go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, left 1. So back up here, up 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and over 1. Up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and over 1. It just helps us extend our line. So I'm using an index card. You can use a ruler if you would like. Anything with a nice straight edge. I usually don't trust us to draw straight lines. So was this an increase or decrease? Well, if I drag my pencil across, I can see it went down, so that is a decrease. And our equation, if we remember, is y equals mx plus b, where my m is my slope, so negative 5x, plus my b, which is negative 1. So I could have put minus 1. So I can see how that looks on a graph. Negative 1's where I start, slope down 5 over 1. I can see it from the table. My negative 1 is across from my 0. I get that negative 5 from my changes. Right. Let's flip to the back. Now, if you are one of those kids who doesn't have this because you're quarantined right now at home, you can print it out, or you can call the school and I can get these for you to have at the house, so you can write directly on it. If not, then get some graph paper and just write these notes. Alright, this time it gave us our equation. So if I remember, this is y equals mx plus b. So my rate of change, which is my slope, which is my m, was 2. Or I could stick it as 2 over 1, and I'll explain why in just a minute. Our beginning is our b, and that's our y-intercept. And it is 3. The graph increase or decrease, it's going to increase, but we'll look at it when we actually graph that. So let's go ahead and graph it. So I'm going to start at 3 on the y, and then my slope is 2. And the reason I put it 2 over 1 because I need a rise and I need a run. If I leave it as 2, then I only have that rise. And so I'm going to stick it over 1 so that I can see that run. So 1, 2 over 1. Up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1. And if you notice, I went up and to the right, so to do the reverse, I'm going to go down and to the left. So down 2 over 1, because I do want to fill out my graph. You don't have to go all the way, though I do like going pretty decent. It helps draw better graphs, if we're honest. Get my index card, mainly because I don't have a ruler handy. Trace my lines. Alright, now I can see it increases, but I could have also told that because my slope is positive, it was an increase. So this is an increase. So now let's look at our table. So first of all, the y-intercept is easy because it's across from the 0. So it's going to be a 3. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this equation, I'm going to plug it in. So 2 times x, which is a negative 2, so negative 4 plus 3 is a negative 1. Some of these we might be able to find from our graph. Negative 1, we're going to get a y value of 1. Plug it in again. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 plus 3 is 5. And some of you might already see this pattern is plus 2, so our last one's going to be 7. Now it makes sense that's plus 2 because my change in y was 2 while my change in x is 1. Alright, last example, example 3. And this time it gave us a graph. Alright, so my equation starts off as y equals mx plus b. My rate of change over here is my slope, which is also my m. My beginning is my y-intercept, which is my b. You can see my graph is going down, so I'm going to say it's a decrease. Alright, so let's look at my slope. So remember when we use slope of a graph, we do rise over run. So how much did I rise? Down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I went down 5, which is a negative. Down is negative. And I ran 1, 2. So my m is negative 5/2. And I'm going to keep it as a fraction because honestly we want that rise and run. If we have it as a mixed number, we don't really have the rise and run. If we change it to a decimal, we really have that rise and run. So a lot of times you're going to see your slope still in its fraction form, even if it's an improper fraction. Now, if it needs to be simplified, we want to go ahead and simplify it. So if it was 6 over 2, we would want to go ahead and do that as 3, or even if it's just a simplified fraction. But this one is simplified. And then where did I start? I started at a positive 5. So my y-intercept is 5. So when I come to my graph, I can easily see the y-intercept is 5. Now if you look, my changes are going by 2 on my x. So that helps me with this. So these are going to go by 5s. You can also plug it in. So we could do -5 halves times -2, which is going to be 5. 5 plus 5 is 10. We can also use our graph for some of these. So this is a 2, and it says it should be a 2. Alright, so I just caught my mistake. This should be a -3. I'm so sorry. I'm up here over Thanksgiving break making this video, so I can kind of be ahead of the game. And those of you who are like, how did you catch on to that? Well, this was going by 5 and this went by 3, and I was like, whoa, it should be constant. And so that kind of gave it away to me that I was doing it wrong. So that should be, that one should be a 7, sorry. If I plug it in, I'm sorry, -3 halves times -2 is going to be 3 plus 2. See, I'm messing up all over the place. I'm so sorry, guys. I should have gotten a calculator. It's 8. So I'm going to start this back over since I just messed up, and I don't want to go back and do this video again. So my slope, so sorry that I've confused you. It went down 1, 2, 3, and ran 1, 2. So down 3, running 2. That's why I have a slope of -3 halves. I went ahead and plugged in my 0, 5 here, because that didn't change. I still started at my 5. To get this 8 here, I plugged this in. You can see I don't have the -2 on my graph. Now we could have added it easily, because it went up 1, 2, 3 over 2, 1, 2, 3 over 2, and I could have saw that -2 was 8. Or I could have done -3 halves times -2, which will give me 3. 3 plus 5 is 8. I got my 2 from looking at my graph. I can do the same thing with my 4. 4 is a -1. By now you should see there's a pattern of -3, -3, -3, -3, so -4. Again, I'm so sorry for that mistake. Hopefully you can all forgive me and it did not confuse any of you too much. Alright, so here is your 5-2. I will have all of my videos posted on YouTube. I will also be every day posting if you're doing the homework that night or not, or if you're saving it for the next day in class. Today I want you to go ahead and do, I'll go ahead and post it all online, that way you can keep up with it. In order to send me your work, so for your homework on 5-2, you are, I have attached it, but as you can see, if you've looked at it, this is it. It's got some graphs in where you have to graph. So you either need to have graph paper or need to be able to post this somehow to me. This part of it should be really easy to do, but you're going to need graph paper for this. So you can either write it on a piece of paper, just label it number 1 in all of these pieces. And then the best way to do it is through Teams, attach it to the assignment. That's the easiest way for me, but if that is something that you can't figure out how to do, that's okay. Then send me a picture by emailing. It's easiest to do it on your phone, to be honest. I can definitely show you how to do that. So here's my phone. So I would take a picture of it. So I'm going to go to my camera, take a picture just like you would take a normal picture. Okay. So there's the picture I took of it. Let me turn off the lights on this. And then in the Teams app, there's a place where you can send it, or you can just go to your email, which I have mine on my phone. Sorry, didn't want you to all see my email. So I'm going to put in my email address, cjoel@newwaverly.k12.tx.us. And for my phone, I have, I can insert a picture into it. So you can go to my galleries down here, click on the picture, and then send it. So that's one way to do it. If you want, I can have a turn-in box up here, but it does need to be turned in on time. I do count late work even for virtual learners. If you have any questions, please let me know. Y'all have a blessed day.